Students, welcome to grammar session. Today in this session I will explain conditional sentences. Conditional, you can understand that conditional means that conditions are given. When the conditions are given in the sentences, that sentences and the result will be given there. That is called conditional sentences. Now then conditional sentences can be two kinds, like just we can say that the one can be factual or real conditionals, means that in that sentences whatever the result will be, that will be real, the condition can be real, so that is called real conditional sentences. And the second conditional sentence will be the unreal or hypothetical conditionals, means that the situations are just imaginary, just cannot be real anytime. So that conditions can be called unreal or hypothetical conditions. Students, the clause, if clause, in which sentence the if is used in the sentence, that is called if clause, and that is dependent on the main clause. Two clauses are given, one clause will be dependent clause and other will be main clause. If clause will always be dependent clause, that is also called adverbial clause. So you have to remember that whenever it will be given adverbial clause or conditional clause or if clause or dependent clause, we say that will be all if conditional clauses. Okay. So this is the base of conditional sentences. Now the situations can be real or unreal both. So how we will know that which condition is real and unreal and what types of conditional clauses are, that I explained you. There are four types of conditional clauses. One is zero, second first, then third, second conditional clause, and then third conditional clause. Means zero, first, second and third. Now in zero conditional clauses, which kinds of sentences we can use? Now see that zero condition means that you can say that this is a general truth or scientific facts. When we talk about the general truth, when we say about the scientific facts, that all comes in the zero conditional clause, because there are no condition that is going to be happen, this is fact. Okay, so we can say like this, to describe general truth or scientific facts, we can say this is the zero condition. Now in zero condition what is there? Now see that you have to remember that in zero condition the tense which we are using in the if clause and the tense which we are using in the main clause, both will be present simple tense. Okay, it will be simple present. Now see, you can get formula like this: if, then the sentence simple present, then next the main clause simple present. So you have to remember that in the sentence where the scientific facts, where the general truths are given, that will be only in present tense. Now I will give you the example. If you touch fire, you get burned. This is a fact. If you touch fire, you get burned. If you heat water on 100 degrees centigrade, it will boil. Okay, it boils. So we can say that when we heat water 100 degrees centigrade, it boils. So this is the fact. So it is, you will see here that the touch is the simple present form and the get is the simple present form. So if the example is given like this and you will know that this is the general truth, you have to fill simple present tense in the blank. Okay. Second example, if I exercise, I stay thin. Now here again the present simple and simple present. So this is called zero condition, in which the sentence of if clause and the sentence of main clause will be in simple present. Second type of conditional clause is the first conditional clause. Okay, first conditional clause. In zero conditional clause, we know that if the situation is real, if the situation is scientific fact, if there is general truth, then it is called zero conditional clause, and in that case we use present simple in both the clauses. Now here, what is if the action in the if clause is fulfilled, a future action is possible. When this condition will be fulfilled, if the condition which is given in the if clause will be fulfilled, if I say that if I have time, I shall meet you, it means that if I have time, then I will come to meet you. If I don't, then I will not. So if the first condition will be fulfilled, then next will be completed. That is called first conditional clause. If the action in the if clause is fulfilled, a future action is possible, and that will be our future action. Okay, because then I will go to meet him. So now said, that is called also fairly, likely, probable condition. So these all come in the real condition. I told you that two kinds of conditional clauses can be, first real or second unreal. So the zero and first condition we can use in the like condition, okay, in the real condition that is called fairly, likely or probable condition. It can be happen, if in which case if the action of if clause is fulfilled. Okay, so now see, now the tense which we will use, that will be simple present in the if clause and in the main clause, because the result we will use simple future, means will plus verb base form of the verb, or model plus base form of the verb. We can say model also, will, shall, these all are model also, and sometimes in few conditions we can use can, may, should, or this type of verb also. Okay, that I will tell you how. So now you have to remember that in if clause base present simple tense, base form of the verb, and in the main clause simple future or model plus base form of the verb. This is the form. Now see, example is given over here. If I have time. Now this is the what it is saying here. If I have time, then I shall meet you. So you will see that have is the present simple form, and next shall meet is the simple future, or you can say model plus base form of the verb. If it rains, rain is not there, okay, but if it rains, then it will become pleasant. Right now the weather is not pleasant, but if it rains, it will become pleasant. So now this, when this condition will be true, when this will happen. Okay. Now if Nikhil drives faster, he may win the race. Now here the possibility is given. So we can use, instead of will, may we can use over here. He may win the race. If you clean the room, you may go out to play. You may go out to play. So here also the permission is over there. So in the possibility, in permission or ability, we can use this type of model. Okay, if the sentence is like this, we can use this model instead of will or shall. If you try, present simple, you can play chess. Now here the ability, we are showing the ability. So here I use can. So now by this example you can understand that what is the first condition. If the if clause is condition, if sentence is completed, if action is completed, then the next will be possible. So in that condition, this is called first conditional sentence. Okay. I explained two, zero and first. Now the third type of conditional clause is second conditional clause. Second conditional clause, second condition in which type of sentences we will use. Now see that many of the times the situations are not real. The situations are unreal. I will explain you with the example, then I tell you that how you will use the second conditional clause. Now see that in second 10 we can say that this is unlikely, improbable or imaginary condition that we can imagine. So see, if I won a lottery, I would buy a house for my father. If I won a lottery, I would buy a house for my father. Now one thing we can say that this is a imaginary. Right now this clause, this sentence here, even we are using here past tense, won we are using, but this is also used for the present and for future. Right now I am not having any lottery, but if I won a lottery, then I would buy a house for my father. The condition is totally unreal because right now I am not having any lottery, and right in this future time I am not going to buy any lottery. Okay. So in that condition we can use second conditional clause. If it is the first condition clause, if I win a lottery, I will buy a house for my father. So that time it means that right now I am having a lottery. Okay. If I win a lottery, then I will buy. This is fixed. This action will, when it will be fulfilled, when I win a lottery. But if I won a lottery, I would buy a house for my father. This is used for present and future, but right now the condition is total unreal because I am not going to buy. In this condition, which tense we will use over here? Past tense will be here, verb second form will be over here in the if clause, and would plus first form of the verb will be in the next clause, main clause. Okay. So this is the condition, and you have to remember that this is used for present and future. Now see, if I were you, this is the form of be. This is the form of be. If I were you, I would buy this house, but I am not you. Okay, I am not you, you are you. So it is said that if I were you, I would buy this house. This is just a imaginary. Okay, this action will never completed. If I were a bird, I would fly in the sky. So this is not possible. This is the impossible situation. This is called second conditional clause, where the situation is totally impossible. This is the unreal or hypothetical condition. Okay, and when it is we are using as the past form, we will use over here would, not will. Okay. Now see, the form is if plus were plus would plus base form of the verb. Now the uses, I would like to repeat again, that to talk about things in the future that are probably not going to be true. In the future probably that not going to be true, but in some condition if it will be completed, that we will think that time, but right now this will not be completed in the future time. Okay. So in that condition we can use second conditional clause. And for present, the condition to talk about the things for present which is impossible. What I said, that I don't have right now any lottery tickets, so how could I win? So that is for present which is impossible because it is not true. So in that condition also we can say that this is the second conditional clause. Now student, one more thing I want to tell you, that in many of the times you will read the sentences like that, I would buy a house if I won a lottery. It is reversible sentence. So in the if clause, if the sentence is reversible, what you have to keep in your mind? First thing, that you will not place comma in between the sentence. If the if clause is in the beginning, then we have to use comma. But if the if clause is not in beginning, they are last, that time we will not put comma in between. Okay, means I would buy a house if I won a lottery, no comma. I would buy a lottery, comma, I won a lottery, comma, I would buy a house. So like these you have to follow. Here again you can use the modal verb for possibility, for permission. How? Can will be could, shall will be should, may will be might. So could, should, might you can use in this sentence if the sentence is for ability, for capacity or for permission. Okay. So this is the second conditional clause. Fine. Of conditional clause is third conditional clause. Third conditional clause in which we talk about the past tense. Okay. First 0, second in that condition we were using for present and future. But now this condition is totally for the past tense. Now there is the condition which way sometimes just you think that your one friend of your came to your house last night and that time he left the home, your home early, and then his other friends came to meet you. So next day what will you say? Tell to your friend that if you had stayed then you would have meet your friends. So this was the condition, but this is not proper and this can never be happen. Now again the time will not come, again he will not be able. The action already had done. So that time this condition is called the third conditional sentence. Now see that this is for talk about past. If you had stayed longer, you would have met him. Now this was, but he didn't stay longer and he didn't meet to his friend. So this was the impossible situation and that already have taken, the action is already have taken in the past. So now it is impossible. If I had decided to go, she should have left earlier. If I had decided to go, she should have left earlier. So this is the condition. Now see, in this sentence you have to use the past perfect sentence, had plus verb third form, and the next will be would plus have plus verb third form, past participle form of the verb. Would have met means would plus have plus past participle form. So now you understood that in the third conditional sentence that is for past tense and we can use this form in that condition sentence. Now second, double future. Double future means in the if clause the future tense and in the main clause there is the future tense. How? Now see, in which condition we can use like this? When there is cooperation or request. If the sentence is for request, if you will complete my work, I will give you a chocolate. Okay, but when if you will complete, so there is not, the action is not completed but I am just requesting. Okay, or cooperation, when we are doing cooperation to each other, that time we can use like that. If you will find the purse, I will reward you. So now you will see that here is the future simple and here is the simple future, means future simple tense is used. So this is called double future. In the if clause future tense, in the main clause future tense. So double future. Next, if he will wash the clothes, I will press them. This is the sentence of cooperation. If he will wash the clothes, I will press them. So now this is the double future sentences. So by these I explained you the 0, first, second and third conditional clause. Now the last is that many of the times we use should, were, had instead of if. Then how we can change the sentence like this, that I will tell you. Students, in some cases we can use should, have or were instead of if. We can replace if and we can use should, had and were. Means if the sentence is in the first condition, we can use should. If the sentence is in the second condition in were, then we can use were instead of if. Or if the sentence is in the third condition, means had is there, we can use had there. For that what we have to do? We have to replace if and we have to take out the auxiliary verb out of the sentence, means we will start the sentence with the auxiliary verb which is used in the sentence. Like, if Nitin calls, ask him to meet me. This is the simple present tense, means the first condition clause. In that case we can use should over here. Now replace if. Should Nitin call. Now remember that should always with should. Base form of the verb will come without s or es. So here we have to use only call. Should Nitin call, ask him to meet me. This type of sentence is also called conditional sentences. This called mixed conditional clause. Okay, that time we don't require any subject or over there. Directly imperative type sentences we can use over here. Now see in the second conditional clause, if I were the Prime Minister, I would have better roads built. Now here the second condition is given. So what we will do? We will remove if and we will use over here were. Were will come out on the place of if. Were I the Prime Minister, I would have better roads to build. This is also the correct sentence. When it is said to you to start the sentence with were, that time you will remove if and were you will use out of the sentence. Okay. Now in the third condition, if we had taken the metro, we would have reached. Now see, had we taken the metro, we would have reached. This is the same condition, that if we have to remove and had we have to use over here. So like these we can replace if and we can use should, were and had according to the sentence. Friends, the last point is to use unless. Many of the times you will see that if instead of if, unless is used over there. Okay. So in that condition what we have to do? Unless means if not. Negative meaning is hidden in the word unless. So that unless if not. So remember that if the patient feels pain, if this type of sentence is given, if the patient feels pain, you should give him this injection. Now to use unless. Unless the patient feels pain means that if their not is not given, so sentence become negative. So unless the patient feels pain, you should not give him this injection. We have to use not in the next sentence because this sentence become negative. Otherwise the meaning will be different. If you will write like this, unless the patients feel pain, you should give him injection. So this is wrong. If he is not feeling pain, then why we give injection? Okay. So the meaning should not be changed. The sentence meaning should not be changed. So for that, if in the if clause, not is not given and we have to change the sentence into unless, that time not we have to use in the next clause. Unless the patient feels pain, you should not give him this injection. But if the condition is like this, if poaching is not stopped, this is the negative sentence. Tigers will soon become extinct. Now see, the negative sentence is already given. So unless the meaning is that the meaning sentence meaning is not changed. Okay. So we are using here unless poaching is stopped. Using unless, so we will remove not. Okay. Unless poaching is stopped, tigers will soon become extinct. That time no need to use over here not, because already the sentence was negative and we just make it negative. So the meaning of this word sentence will not be changed. So like these you have to use unless. There are many other words are also there, in case, provided that you can use in the case of in the word of if. It depends on the situation. In case means that the condition, in case it rains. So the before or after arrangement we have to do in this sentence. But so here today conditional sentences I explain you about the 4 kinds, that is 0, first, second and third, and I explain you that to change the to replace if instead of should, were and had, and the last I explained you the use of unless. So it will be easy for you to change the sentence into all that. So today I will explain you the sequences of tenses. That is very important when we are writing a sentence or whatever. If we are doing mistake, that principal clause the verb is different is using, and in the subordinate clause we are using different word, so that is the sentence framing will be totally wrong. So we have to keep in mind that in principal clause and in subordinate clause which verbs we have to follow. Whatever the verb we are following in the principal clause, that same verb will be followed in the subordinate clause. Now I explain you what. Now the sequence of tenses. It is the principle according to which the tense of the verb in a subordinate clause follows the tense of the verb in the principal clause. The same verb will be followed. Now there is a rule. Just like that, rule 1 is that past tense. If in the principal clause past tense is given, in the subordinate clause past tense will be used. Now see how. She replied that she had no money with her. She replied is the past tense, that she had no money with her. So now here we use past tense in both the clause. Now see, there is a exceptions. What? If the general truth is given, if the general truth is given, that time we will use the simple present tense in the clause. Now see, he said is the past tense. All men are mortal. Now here I use the simple present tense. This is the exceptions which we have to follow. Past tense will be followed in both the clause. But if the sentence is in the scientific fact, if it is the general truth, then we have to use present simple tense. We cannot change it into past because this sentence is the perfect. All men are mortal. Okay, we all have to die. So this is mortal. Earth rounds around the sun. So rounds or moves, these are the present simple tense. We cannot say that earth moved around the sun. Okay, right now still it is moving. So we are using the present simple tense. Second rule is that she liked him better than she likes you. If in the sentence then is given in the sentence, that time the whatever the verb is given in the principal clause, in the subordinate clause, we can use any tense of the verb. Generally we use the simple present tense. She liked him better than she likes you. Here we have to use, we can use according to the sentence any verb in the sentence. It depends on the sentence. If there is then is given over there, means comparing we are doing, that time we can use like this. Present simple generally we are using over here. Okay, now the rule number 2. If in the principal clause present tense and future tense is given, then in the subordinate clause you can use any tense of the verb according to the sentence as per requirement. Okay, just like he thinks that she works hard. He thinks. Here the simple present is given. Here also I use simple present tense. I can do like this. He thinks that she worked hard. Past simple I can use. He thinks that she will work hard. Future simple I can use. So you will see that because here the present simple tense is given. So that's why we can use any tense according to the sentence. He will think that she was present. Now you will see that here I am using future simple, but here the past tense is given because it is the rule that if the future tense is given in the principal clause, we can use any tense over there. he will think that she is present, he will think that she was present, he will think that she will be present. Okay, so this is the small part of the grammar that I want to learn you, that the sequences of tenses, how you will use in the sentences. Generally it is used in the direct indirect sentence, so we have to keep in mind these two rules. If you will keep, your sentence framing can be right. Even in the speaking also we have to use this type of rules, so that it is perfect language, your language will be perfect and it will be more helpful to you. Okay, so here I end my session and we will meet again in my next session. Till then, goodbye, take care.